statement, and then we'll open up for questions.
Yeah, first of all, just want to give a shout out to our fans. I thought they did a really good job. Crowd was good. Cheers were good. I actually saw signs today to tell the fans what to say in the crowd, and I thought that was an awesome idea by the people in the front row. So just a great shout out to them. Thought they were awesome, and I thought, obviously, it's chicken or egg. Or do we give them something to cheer about? Do they give us something to play hard for? And the energy. But I thought the energy was solid. Kendra brought it right from the beginning. Great base running, heads up base running. Hannah, obviously, every one of her at bats today were Hannah Adams like at bats, even though she had been out for a little bit. I thought that she was really really good for us. And then our pitching did their jobs. That's a tough, good hitting team, and I thought other than the free passes, I thought they did a good job. But credit Mike Bosch did a really good job preparation. But I think the biggest key for me is just the awesome job by our crowd. We need that stuff, not just today, tomorrow, the next day, next year, next week. They're awesome. So really, really proud of what they brought for us today.
Question?
Coach, seems like we talked about this team's speed a lot early in the season, and then we kind of didn't. Obviously, it's always been there, but we saw it again full force. We were just talking to Texas A&M. They said we knew that Hannah Adams bunt was coming. Sometimes you can't stop, but you can't catch. So just kind of, was that in the script today to use that speed against the Aggies today?
It's what we are. I think at some point in time we had an opportunity in the game to maybe have the batters control a little bit of the offense, and I think that the script is we played we played how we play today. We didn't play to our opponent. We didn't play against our opponent. We did what we do. But again, Kendra is the reason. She made all the cool highlight plays because she's good. It's not what we just let her be good, and she did it tonight. Ultimately, that's the difference in the ball game.
Yeah, and Kendra, what for you? This is your first time doing this, so just kind of what was the energy like? Obviously it's been a long time since the tournament was hosted here, so you get that experience right off the bat. So just what was the experience like for you? You were pretty juiced up after that play at the plate. So just kind of take me through your emotions of this evening.
Just really understanding that it's postseason now, so just understanding that what you did before doesn't matter at all, and it's a new season. So really taking that in, and then honestly just Gator Nation behind me. I felt like I had my 21 teammates behind me, and then I had 2,000 people behind me, and it was it's all of us against them. So it was the pressure was more on them, and just kind of embracing that and just running with it.
Kendra, on the bunt that Hannah laid down there, did making the turn to go to third, that was totally on your own, or was Tim telling you, come on?
Yeah, no, it was so quick. I didn't really have time to see what he was saying. It was just kind of read where the ball was and where the defense was, and no one was at third, so I was just go.
Tim, was that one of these don't do it, come on type things?
No, it was wide open. Yeah, it was. I can't tell him to come. If I tell him to come, it's too late, and if I tell her to stop, it's too late too. No, that's. That's all. And we talked about this a million times with Kelsey Stewart. We talked about that a million times with Skylar Wallace. The freedom is letting the athletes be the athletes and do what they do. And she saw it, felt it. And the bunt obviously was a great bunt by Hannah to be able to get down enough. And then the timing of the ball, just a little bit in the air. Everybody, it's in the perfect spot for that kind of a play.
And Hannah coming back, having missed 12, 13 ball games, to come back and be able to impact the game immediately like that. How good did that feel for you?
Yeah, it felt really good. Obviously, missing games is not what I wanted for my last season, but I think just embracing every moment. I worked pretty hard when I was sitting to make sure that I was getting stuff done to where I would be ready when I came back. So just seeing that payoff was good. I'm just trying to take in every moment I can. So obviously it was my goal to have an impact on the game as soon as I could come back.
Is there an element of uncertainty while you were sitting out, and maybe early on whether or not you would be back, or were you 100%?
I told my trainer I was coming back for sure, and we worked really hard to make sure that I was going to get back.
And so to be out there and have Tim talk about the crowd, and when you got the ovation when they announced you and everything, so
Yeah, that was a really cool experience. It made me like nervous at first. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. But I thought it was really cool to just have all their support after being out for that time. They even did the same thing when I came in to pinch run in our other game. They like gave me a standing ovation. I was like, this is really cool to see them have my back.
You have her back. I mean, from a locker room standpoint, you as a freshman, I know you felt
Honestly, the way she played today, it never felt like she left. So, but yeah, it was good. Just like Hannah's been there the whole time. Like, yeah, she's been out and not been on the field, but like she's still in the dugout. I can still ask her questions. Like, she's been a great teammate through this whole process, and I'm just glad that she's back now.
So Tim, you can expound on that just tangibly and intangibly. What if she needs to do that?
Well, it's just being able to look from the dugout out to the person at second base and understand the coverages, understand the scouting report, understand the pitches and the pitcher we've got on the mound and the situation of the game. So huge, for me, relief to be able to have that. You know, we didn't have that early in her career. We had Sophia, and Sophia kind of, shared her knowledge with Hannah, and Hannah played through experience. But I think the biggest thing for me that I learned over the last, whatever the games you said, is just how much. I mean, I'm going to use this as a life lesson for every young person that I recruit or we have in this program, because over the last however many days it's been, this kid's been on my back to get work. Like, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. Hey, I want to do this, I want to stand in, I want to do that. Hey, I got my cast off. Can we take ground balls? She's never. I mean, and I've known Hannah probably for almost 10 years. She's never asked for extra ever. The other day in ground balls, she actually told me what she wanted to work on a few times to get a couple extra plays. So at 8:10 on Mother's Day, she sends me a text message, says, "Hey, I'm going to come to the batting cages and hit off the tee." And that was the first day that she swung, was Mother's Day, because just with the progression of where we were at, I told her she's going to go out of town on Sunday. It was a day off for us. I said, hey, you need to hit off the tee. You need to get that rep in. And she did. 8:10 in the morning on Mother's Day, she's getting swings in, and then had the rest of the day off, and we had normal practice on Monday. So that to me is just, when I saw her up on the stage, I kind of got a little misty-eyed, I felt like, just to see what she's put in to getting back on the stage in her first game back. So that it's just a life lesson to never take for granted any opportunities that you have to play softball, play the game, because you never know when those opportunities are going to be taken away from you. And she's taken full advantage of it and made everybody in this program a heck of a lot better now that she's back on the field, and I'm proud of that.
And back in the offensive lineup, that changes things for you too.
It's it does. It's just it is what it is. Yeah, it's there's no question. And quite honestly, most people probably bat her ninth today. Just she hadn't had bats for 3 weeks. I said I got to get her as many at bats as possible, no matter what the outcome of this game is, to get her ready for next week. And on senior day, I think it was, her grandpa hollered up at me, sitting in the front row right behind the dugout. I haven't met him before. I and he said she'll be back, and I was like, it's cool. I love it.
Did you know that happened?
No.
Joe, it's funny you said 10, you've known her for 10 years. Joe said she's been playing as a Gator, it seems, for 10 years. Does it seem like half your lifetime here at Florida she's been on the field with you?
No, I'm hoping that the NCAA just really just loosens up and gives her one more year. I'll give her extra off days, whatever it needs to do to take care of her. Yeah.
Hey, Hannah, real quick. Obviously, right, you got to come back. You guys have played here. You know what it takes to be successful in this tournament, and you guys know how important a win like this today was. Why is this going to help kind of set the tone for you guys to carry that momentum?
Yeah, I think it's a great thing for momentum. We all talk about how it's a new season now, and nothing mattered that we did in the regular season before this. So I think just going in fresh, mind's clear, having fun, playing loose, being fun to watch is the main thing. But yeah, I think today's win was a great momentum shifter for the rest of the tournament and the rest of the season.
Kendra, can I get the mic for her?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kendra, obviously with you getting... Sorry. All right, cool. All right, Kendra, for you, obviously, right, you being so young, but you being on a team of veterans, a team that knows how to win, why is that important for you to learn, and why is this week something you feel like you can take and grow with as well?
Just kind of embracing that there's a lot of people around me that have done it before, and just kind of like asking questions and like just kind of like keeping my eyes and ears open and just really taking it all in. And like I'm honestly just coming out here and trying to make her last year her best year. So that's kind of what I'm playing for, is playing for our seniors right now, and just kind of going out there and just having fun and doing it with the team.
right? And you guys know that no matter who shows up on the field any given day, one team's going to win. Could be the good day, could be the bad day. Why do you guys feel that whoever you guys play going the rest of the way, you guys can win this thing?
Just like understanding that like we just have to focus on the Gators, and if we focus on the Gators, we're gonna be fine. So just doing that, we're gonna be okay.
Tim, does this feel at all like it was in 2019? You know, we're 12-12 in the SEC, and you come into the tournament, and you know people doubting, saying maybe even a second seed at somebody else's regional, and you end up winning 4 in a row, etc. Does this feel a lot like that?
I mean, we're not a second seed at anybody else's regional. I mean, with the strength of schedule, and I believe we're tied for 4th in the SEC, which is one of the best leagues in the entire country. So the cool thing about winning today is every game now we're an underdog. So we're in the underdog the rest of the way. We're playing the 4 seed. We have to play. So it's just, this is cool. It's fun. We're playing, having fun. I mean, it was a, you know, by seed, you know, this was an important winning game. But yeah, I mean, I don't really focus on that stuff. I've never heard the 2 seed at somebody else's regional before, especially with, you know, kind of where we've played and who we've beaten and where we've beaten them and all the other stuff that goes in that. But I don't have control over that. I just have, you know, control over what time we're going to be here tomorrow.
I was just mentioning about 2019. That's what some people were saying back then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I mean, there's similarities. Obviously, we're one game more. We won one more game than that team won. That team was 12-12, and this team was 13-1 or 13-11, obviously in the league. But there's similarities when it comes down to, you know, just I guess the outcome. But this is a totally different feeling team than that team was for sure. And we got a long way to go to be, you know, SEC tournament champions. That's for sure. But I think it's definitely fun to see them in front of this kind of crowd, in front of this kind of atmosphere, to have this kind of a day. It was really fun.
If I can just get back to the game tonight just for a second, how important was it to get out of that first inning unscathed after the first two batters get on base, and then was that momentum carried over into the bottom half of the inning?
You want me to answer that?
First part, sure.
Well, I mean, I think they had the first 4 innings, they had leadoff batter on base, you know, so just being able to, you know, minimize the damage, and, you know, the 2 double plays returned were super, you know, huge. I told Coach Bosch after the game, I said, you know, that's really good strategy, you know, walk the 9 hole to pitch to one of the best hitters in the country. No one's expecting that, so I think we obviously caught him off guard there. But I think the key is obviously just being able to do the things that we did, some really good defensive plays. But one of the things that you're going to have to live with, you, me, our team, you know, we've been all over Elizabeth Hightower to quit leaving the ball over the middle of the plate. So what does that mean? She's going to walk a few more batters than you just can't walk home run. You know, you can walk some, and then she'll do what she does. She'll pop you up, she'll fly you out, she could occasional line drive double play. So I do think that was huge, but no different than really any ball game we've played over the last however many games. It kind of felt the exact same. So got ourselves into trouble, but figured out a way to wiggle out a little bit.
And one more for Kendra. Thank y'all very much for your patience. Kendra, tonight obviously was a big stage for you. What did you learn about yourself, and what did you maybe learn about this team and such pressure at home, though, you know, when you guys had to rise to the occasion?
I don't know if it was necessarily like rise to the occasion. It was just kind of like piggybacking off of each other, and like knowing that like, hey, if I don't get the job done, I know the person behind me is. And then again, just having Gator Nation behind us, like that's really what I felt up to bat. Like my first at bat, it was like, wow, like if I was other team, I would be like, oh, like it was like so nice to like have everyone behind us, and like it was like I said, it was us against them. So like it was just really nice to know that like I have my teammates, but then I also have 2,000 people behind me rooting for me too. So.
One last one for Hannah. You've been out for however many games you were, and then all of a sudden you come back and there you get on a bunch, you got a stolen base, everything. I mean, does that kind of get your heart pumping again and say, well, this is where I need to be?
My heart was pumping before the game for sure, but I think once the game got going and I got Kendrick up to bat and everything, I felt fine after that. Once the game started, I was fine, but before I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm finally getting to play, but no nerves during the game or anything. It was just like any other game.
Take a couple more questions. Anybody on Zoom? Eric, you got a question?
Yeah, I just got a question for Coach. Coach, we talked earlier this year about hosting this tournament for the first time for the school since '05 and all the hard work that went behind the scenes. Now that it's finally here, how does it feel? Does it feel different? Does it feel unique? What are the feelings like for you as far as the Pride this week?
Well, You know what the cool thing is? We've got a really good staff. They do a really good job of, when Jeremy hired me in 2005, a couple, a month after this tournament, I believe, he kind of talked to me about, staying in my lane. And we have a really good staff here that works in this athletic department, and it's showing this weekend. Our groundskeepers and all the maintenance staff that gets out there to get the field looking great, all the preparation that it took to get to this point. Our operations staff, Will Krause and Brian Flood, and Dan, their intern who does a really good job. They just keep everything going. They do their thing. Our marketing staff to pull out Grant Holloway out in the outfield today was, I felt like I was at the Atlanta Braves game for Mr. Freeze. Here he comes, But I think that one of the keys is just understanding how many people we have that it takes to put on an event like this and do it the right way and impact every student athlete that comes to this tournament. I think that's the biggest key. That everybody's done a great job. Our training staff and the amount of time that it takes to make sure we get all the needs met for, whether it be the fans, whether it be the working staff, ESPN, the SEC network, all that stuff. So it's been really cool to me to be able to see everybody kind of be under the microscope a little bit. We got to turn, however many games in a day. It's a lot, and they've done a really good job of having a great attitude. And our grounds crew was coming onto the field and they were smiling at us. Hey, we're here tomorrow again, and we're ready to go. And it was really cool to see them just kind of embrace how hard of work they're going to have to put in here over the next few days.
Do you allow yourself to take a second or a moment to kind of observe it and take it in? Because it's not every year a team can host in the SEC. I mean, this is not something that just happens every day.
Yeah, I got 45 minutes on my treadmill during the LSU game today, so I was up there. I got a good walk run in, and so that's what I built. I built an office that overlooks a field to watch stuff, and I got to watch a game from my treadmill today for a while. I was awesome. And last night to be able to, my mom and dad flew into town for this tournament, and they said, man, that was awesome to be able to watch that first game and to see that crowd and not be you guys. We got a chance to kind of take in the game without any kind of nerves or anything going on. We get to walk the stadium. My parents and my wife walked the stadium last night and got to see all the people, but also all the spots on the field. They hadn't been here since the renovation. So for me personally, I thought it was really a really cool experience, and I got a really good opportunity to see all the hard work that it's taken to get this stadium and to get this program to this level, and just to be able to sit back and I just smiled. It's been a really good day.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about looking forward to tomorrow and taking on Kentucky and forgetting about today's win and just moving forward with the scoreboard 0-0?
Yeah, I mean, that's the good thing about this tournament is, we got, not 24 hours. We got a long time to be able to, we still get to, have a good embrace this win a little bit and celebrate this win a little bit. But I think we haven't played Kentucky, so we got a lot of preparation to do with our coaching staff to get get them back on our paper. They've got their shortstop is unbelievable, and they got about 7 pitchers on their pitching staff. So we got a lot of work to do. But I've seen enough of them play, and playing some of the games, and good offense, good defense. Rachel does a great job with her crew, and it'll be tough. It'll be just as tough as this game as well. I mean, it's not easy. Playing. Doesn't matter who we play from here on out. It's going to be a lot of work to do, however many hours it is after the game to get ready for the next one.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate you. Go Gators.
Very much.